Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see a now healthy Jimmy Garoppolo.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the San Francisco 49ers and the Washington Redskins. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Redskins taking the field, led once again by a number 7. Of course, Joe Theismann's old number hadn't been used in 33 years, but Joe gave the okay to wear it to this man, their first-round pick, Dwayne Haskins. This is Chris Thompson in his 7th season now as a Redskin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down. Now Haskins on first down. And this one complete to Reed. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a man in his 13th NFL season, it's Adrian Peterson. Fred Warner coming off a strong rookie year in on the stop for the Niners. And a quick look at Washington's offense.
The number 4 overall pick in the 2010 draft is left tackle Trent Williams. And oftentimes we talk about a guy of his potential and say just plug him in at left tackle for the next 10 years. But rarely does that work out. In this case, it's been spot on. A 7-time Pro Bowler. He patrols the blind side of all of his quarterbacks.
A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment.
SOS. Any weapon. Switch. Check it out, read. Let's go.
From the red zone now, Haskins on first down. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Josh Doxson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. Didn't mean business in this one.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It's taken to the 26. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. And he finds the tight end, Reed. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. 2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again to Thompson on the screen. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Flushed out right. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the...
Here we go. 53, Mike 53, all day.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And checking in on what's going on up in the Meadowlands. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. Wayne Gallman, a first-quarter touchdown there. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now Thompson. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's the Redskins in possession of the football. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's the Redskins in possession of the football as they face a difficult 3rd and 12 coming up. Now Haskins to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack. They begin the drive with Coleman. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 24, Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Here we go.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
He's got a 1st down and then some in midfield. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. A big run there. 29 yards and a 1st. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. To throw is Garoppolo. This is Coleman with a grab. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Here we go.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Let's go. Do it. Here we go.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn into big plays.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me, means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Let's go, defense.
To throw again on second down. Haskins, a deep ball for Dotson, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They missed a field goal earlier, so possibly as a result, that's why they're going to try to go for it here on fourth down. Now Haskins. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, third down situation, big third down alert, lock in here, fourth down play, make sure you focus just a little bit. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Garoppolo now. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. They go play action here on first down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
In on the stop, Mason Foster, who was 7th in the NFL in tackles a year ago. From the 39, Garoppolo, man open, it's Goodwin. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know, they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. in Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Now the Georgia Southern man. It's Matt Breida. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry. 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Garoppolo. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The kick by Gold is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Rolling to his right, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Haskins. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Washington. Trey Quinn, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And now they can reach. Capture the lead if they can make the PAT. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. Oh, good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Here we go.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
On play action, now Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 22-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And Gold is able to put it through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it, happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
So here's Haskins and the Redskins. Down 16-13, 2:05 to go. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. And he finds the tight end, Reed. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it there to Vernon Davis, the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Haskins to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll look to throw. And this one complete to Reed. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now it's Haskins. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense. So the victory here for San Francisco. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Now we're cooking. It's the coach.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
On the set, 54. Mike 54. You don't want that, baby. You don't want that.
Here's the former number 2 pick, the Pro Bowler Saquon Barkley. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. The Redskins have the first down on a pickup of 18. That's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Open man, it's Vernon Davis. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this weekend...
And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Here's Cousins.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 22 carries, 5 yards past 100, and a touchdown. From the 24, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
I got shoot this side. Shoot this side. We got that.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust? And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman.
Interception, baby. All day. All day.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. Here's Haskins sliding out of the pocket. Connects here with a tight end, Jeremy Sprinkle. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down. They go play action now. Haskins, he'll buy some time right, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. 2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. Open man is Quinn. He completes it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Again, it's Haskins. And finding Davis here, the tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Now it's Barkley. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Looking to throw, Haskins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings. First down, here's the run with Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Cousins throw complete to Thielen. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Off the play fake, Cousins. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
It's just me and you.
Back to the ground. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He wants it all for the end zone, and that'll be caught by Diggs. Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his second touchdown on the season as they have taken the lead. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Following the interception, Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
A little costly there. You wipe out the first down. You also move further back.
No doubt about it. So you went from moving the sticks to them staying in the same spot, except for that one guy carrying the yard marker. He moves back farther.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Cousins again. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. 22 yards there, a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. A lot line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To Thompson on the draw. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. To throw on 2nd and 6, Haskins. It's caught by Davis. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Now Haskins on 1st down. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
2nd and 10 now. Haskins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Cook. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And they're going to go with the jet sweep. This is Diggs with it. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Play action now. Cousins. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Cousins now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. It's complete to Williams. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Cousins to throw it. And he's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. And barely able to knock it through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Big stop.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4. To try again after the sack. Haskins. This one complete to Jordan Reed. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now it's Haskins. And he hits the tight end. It's Davis. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 45 yards. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Shift.
On 2nd down, here's Haskins. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Adrian Peterson. His first touchdown on the year, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, end result, touchdown.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They run it again with Cook.
It's wrong, baby, it's wrong.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
So here's Haskins and the Redskins. Down 13-10, a little under 50 seconds to go. Back to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He's back to throw. He's got his man. This is Jackson. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go. Number 2. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
He'll look to throw. Jordan Reed has it. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Back to throw. And he finds the tight end, Reed.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Haskins. They'll roll him out right, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Here we go with Haskins, rolling to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They're going on 4th down. Haskins, he's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and this one won't be remembered for many offensive fireworks, but they did enough to get the job done.
And that's why it's a team game, because sometimes you have to lean on one part of your team. and they leaned on their defense. In fact, they probably went over there and asked for some help. Like, guys, we just don't have it in this one. Can you hook us up? And they did in a big way. Said, no problem. Put it on our shoulders. We'll carry you home. And they did exactly that.